Beautiful day in paradise. Tranquility. That's what life's all about. Peace of mind.
Finally.
Quiet. Finally. This is what it should be. This is what you do French canals for. There's moments in the lock where it's peaceful. As long as we keep afloat in the distance, because we're still hitting the ground occasionally, as now.
I must admit, when you get into these high treed, forested areas, they're my favourite bits. So, I really like it. It's just relaxing. It's cool. It's actually lovely. France is actually a beautiful country. If you haven't been, you should come.
Level behind is very high in the channel part. It must be coming from next other source than the channel itself. And you can see the overflow of the channel, so that means good depth down the line, we hope.
Well, we've had an interesting morning. It's been good and bad. The water depth is great. We had a great place to stay last night. But we got to lock 54 and the push button auto alarm which sets the lock off, it didn't work. So then I had to row to the lock. Once I got to the lock, I told the guy over the emergency talkback, which finally one worked, there's not many of them. And the guy, didn't seem very fussed. So I sat down in the shade for a while and waited and went back over and spoke to him again. He said, no, not coming, you don't have a vessel. 2 hours. 5 times I got onto him. He just refused to come. He thought I was conning him and we didn't have a vessel and he wasn't coming to fix us. Went and told the skipper. The skipper came ashore. He refused to talk to the skipper. In the end, we had to ring bloody where we started, way back in Belgium, and get them if I can chase up the French to tell them there was a really broken down lock. The worst man managing an emergency phone that I've ever met.
Off and on, lots of problems with locks, simply not working, poor response from those involved, but in the end we got through.
He's got his sailor's hat on.
The beauty of sailing, of cruising. One day you're in Verdun, the next you're in the middle of a channel fighting weeds and finding dead sheep and finding all sorts of problems. And now we're in this most perfect location. Beautiful, quiet, and as best as you can possibly get it. That's all sides of what we do, and what we do with motorboats.
Our beautiful little stop tonight is in Bec-Nicoll-sur-Saulx. So, and there's a chateau here, off in the distance. It's just a little village. No amazing restaurants or beautiful spot. Just a lovely spot. The Chateau Napoleon dates back to 1847. I can't read much of the rest of the details because it's all in French, but it's about the same time as the tunnel that we went through there a couple of days ago. The walk in the village, I found out that in 1914, the First World War, this village was invaded by the Germans trying to get control of the bridge and the lock. Took 117 lives of French soldiers, and 15 civilians in the town died from shelling of the town by the German artillery. The French eventually won, but a sad story for this little village. Skipper, what do you reckon?
Well, this is our final day out before we get to the final point where Glenville departs, sadly.
We've been to many beautiful places,
Yeah,
you and
we
I,
have, but
Duco.
this is one of the best.
Yeah, it's just
So it's
peaceful.
fitting that we just found this one. So, and Glenn's work as a great mate of mine has been the best ever. So he's made it worthwhile, and I appreciate his work and
Sorry.
his help. his
Sorry, I'm
friendship.
not here to the end.
Yep, that's what life is about sometimes. Yeah, good thing.
Love you.
Cheers.
Bye. You're not going anywhere.
Cheers. No, really.
Good night.